What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Disc Golf Nerd Plastic Podcast. In this episode, I am talking to you guys about the Beaver State Fling. I absolutely love this event. It means a lot to me. I go and watch the finals at least every year, and it's been tremendous doing that for the last several years. I don't think I went out there when they had the Beaver State Fling Light in 2014 because that was the year that Worlds was in Portland. But I did go and watch the top pros play out on the Milo MacGyver layout for Worlds. I did get to see some of that, so that was a little bit of a different year for obvious reasons with Worlds and everything. Everything was switched around, so they didn't have the full Beaver State Fling tournament that year. But every other year, I've gone to the finals since I think dating back to maybe 2010, 2011, something like that. Paul Macbeth won the first year I went, and he wasn't like super famous at that point. I don't think he was anywhere near the kind of superstar that he is right now. And he was kind of an up-and-comer almost at that point, and it was a big win. I was amazed by the action that I saw out there, the professionalism of our top players, and the way the whole thing was run, and yeah, it just really amazed me to see like what disc golf was capable of. For all you guys out there that are just kind of like casual players that just go out and throw, that's awesome. I love it. I support it. I try to help you guys out with it as much as I can. But if you ever have the chance to go check out a professional, like high level PDGA event, I highly recommend you guys do that. It's super. It's just amazing to see our top pros perform on amazing courses and how serious they can take it, just how unbelievable some of the shots that these guys can pull off actually are. I mean, I actually watched the Central Coast coverage of the final round this morning, and I was there in person yesterday, and the camera and just does not do justice what some of these shots look like in person. It really, really doesn't. I'm blanking on some of the whole numbers and stuff to give you specifics, but yeah, just some of the shots by Ricky, it doesn't look like much on the camera. Just looks like a big drive. In person, they're just crushes. Same thing with all the players. It's just unbelievable throwing. It gets back to my problems with people and their internet distance, as they say, like folks saying that they throw their high speeds, 550 or whatever. I've seen what it looks like when somebody throws 500 feet, and I don't think you're throwing 500 feet. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let me get off on a tangent talking about internet distance again. I don't want to do that. So, Beaver State Fling. Let's talk about some of my history with it. The first year I went, again, Paul Macbeth won. I'll never forget him hitting a huge Eagle 2. And that was kind of the momentum shift, and he went on to win from there, playing amazing golf. I think Nate Doss came in second. Seems like every year Nate is out there. He's right there in the hunt, and everybody's pulling for him, and myself included. And then he just always seems to kind of miss a putt here and there, or something goes wrong, and he just doesn't quite make it. I feel for him. He wasn't out there this year, which was weird. I highly doubt Nate will hear this, but if he does, it wasn't quite the same without you out there, man. I'm sure everyone else that goes, has been going to the event for a long time would agree that we're pretty used to seeing you on the lead card in the final day, and it was weird without Nate and Val being at the Beaver State Fling at all. But they had their family or friend wedding obligations, I think, so. You can't make them all, but yeah, it was a little bit weird that Nate wasn't there. He's always seems to be in the hunt. Then I think the year after Paul won, I believe Cal Laviska won. That was interesting. Great battle that year as well. It's always seems to be pretty tight. Like, I haven't seen anybody really run away with it so much. Because Milo MacGyver State Park, the courses out there just... They really test all the different shots, and they make you play to your potential. If you want to win that tournament, you have to play really clean, and you have to stay out of trouble. You have to really hit really great lines, and you have to have a lot of different shots in your bag, so to speak. You know, you need to be able to execute a lot of different shot shapes to be able to score well out there. So the cream rises to the top every year, 100%. There's no like kind of fluky winners at the Beaver State. Um, and I think the year after that, Will Schustrick won. That was interesting. Will Schustrick, by the way, just as a quick aside, doesn't get enough credit for how far he throws. You know, he's not usually mentioned up there with like the names of like Simon and Wiggins and guys that are like considered our top arms in disc golf. Will Schustrick has a crush, and he doesn't make it look like hard. He doesn't. He's not doing a tennis grunt. He's not doing a big fast run up. He doesn't look like he's trying to muscle it. His form is so clean, and he's got long arms, and his levers are just, you know, he's got that nice long leverage, and he crushes shots and makes it look effortless. So shout out to Will Schustrick for being amazing. Until you see that dude throw in person, you have no idea how far he throws. He absolutely mashes drives, and again, doesn't make it look like he's trying very hard. So Will won. That was cool. The next event after that, I believe that was 2013 that Will won. 2014 was the year we talked about where they didn't have the full event because of Worlds. 2015, last year, Will Schustrick, Ricky Wysocki, and Paul McBeth were all very close. I was following lead card with Ricky and Will, and I forget who else was on the lead card last year. Paul McBeth was charging, tearing up the course from the chase card last year, though. Ended up into, I believe, Ricky and Will both bogeyed 16, which was just so ridiculous. I was pretty frustrated when that happened. I couldn't believe it. Like, Ricky should have birdied 16 and just had kind of an errand upshot into the green on 16. So if he would have birdied that, parred out, he would have went to the playoff, I believe. And then if Will would have just parred 16, he would have won by one stroke. But anyway, they both bogey 16. Goes into a playoff with Paul. I watched the first hole, and then the next two go up into the woods where you can't quite follow, the gallery can't quite get in there. So, you know, I heard a big cheer. I knew somebody won, and I would have bet my house that it was Paul McBeth. And, yeah, I don't even own a house. I would have still bet it. Paul McBeth was the one who won the playoff. For whatever reason, I just knew he was gonna, and he did. That was last year. But still, amazing time out there. And then fast forward to this year. So this year was kind of special for me. As you guys know, I'm a huge Ricky Wysocki fan. I've always, ever since I started seeing Ricky play on YouTube and stuff like that, I've always really loved his style. His backhands are just crush. He just throws huge backhands. His forehands are unbelievable. Power forehands. It makes them look effortless, and they just go for days. And, you know, as far as long-range putting, I don't see how you could possibly say that he's not the best long-range putter in the world. And if he's not, you know, if you're going to say he's not the best, he's definitely in the top two, top three. I mean, you make the argument Macbeth's pretty great from outside the circle, but Ricky's just unbelievable. He makes it look so easy from downtown. It's just crazy. So always a big Ricky fan. Interestingly, this year I was going to try to track him down on Sunday to get some compasses signed. You know, I got one for my bag and one that I'm saving. But I didn't really want to bug him, before the round and stuff, because one thing about Ricky that you guys might not know if you've never been around him when he's competing, he is super intense. Like, nobody really interacts with him at all during the rounds. Like, he's really intense. He's super focused. And he's in his own game. So, I didn't really want to go up to him when he was putting and getting ready for the round. I had a feeling he was going to be in the lead on Sunday morning, and he was. He was in the lead at that, going into the final round. So I was like, you know what, I don't want to mess with him if I don't have to. But I was still planning on it. I wanted to, just to meet him and say what's up. And then all of a sudden, I saw on Facebook, a couple days before the event, that they were doing like a meet and greet out in Beaverton at the Play It Again Sports. And I pretty much dropped everything, ended up going out there, and I got to meet Ricky and Tim Skellinger and Ricky signed some discs for me, and they're both just super cool guys. And it's funny the kind of the juxtaposition between Rick when he's competing and when he's just hanging out, because he's like just a super like kind of like jovial, fun, normal kind of dude, when he's hanging out. He's fun, he's laughing, we're messing around, like trying to shoot a tennis ball into like a mini basketball hoop at played against sports. And when I was about to leave, they were about to like start throwing baseballs like in there and stuff. And he's just like a super fun, like happy-go-lucky kid, joking and smiling and super cool with everybody. But then when it's game time, like, he is just super intense. He takes every shot super serious, and it's really interesting to see that from both sides. So I got to meet Rick and Tim. That was awesome. Got some compasses signed, hung out with them for a little bit, and just kind of just chatted about golf, talked to Rick about some different things, and if he'd played any other courses. Me and Tim were talking about some of our favorite courses in town, because Tim Skellinger is a local Portland pro, great guy as well, great player. I've seen him play on the lead card at the Beaver State Fling before. I believe maybe the year that Will Shoestrake won, he was on the lead card, or maybe that was the year Kale won. One of the two. He was right up there. He had a huge gallery behind him and stuff because he's a local guy. So that was pretty awesome. But yeah, it worked out great. So I can meet Ricky. I didn't have to do it like I didn't have to go chase him down right before the round and bug him. So that was awesome. So that worked out great for me. First couple of rounds, I was busy. I was playing music in the Columbia Gorge with my band at this little festival. Friday night, Saturday, we were just kind of relaxing. And Sunday was my day to go out to the Beaver State Fling and watch the finals like I do every year. I think, Ricky shot the hot round of Friday in the second round, because they do 2 rounds on Friday, one on each 18. And then Saturday they play one of the 18s, and then Sunday they play the East. So Saturday they play West, Sunday they play East, and Friday they play both East and West. So it's a full 36 holes. They play the full layout Friday, and that's what really sets the tone for the weekend. If you have to be able to, stay on it for a long day out there. I mean, it's challenging golf every shot. There's no like, oh, this is just one of those easy little short ones. Like, even the little short holes have danger, and you got to be careful with them. So if you guys don't know much about Milo MacIver State Park, I talked about it in my favorite courses podcast episode. It's just amazing. The thing about the Beaver State Fling is that they actually put in more baskets. So it's usually a 9-hole course on the west side, and then the east side is a full 18. And many of the holes that they play on the east layout are in all year round as part of the normal kind of non-tournament layout. Then for the Beaver State Fling, they expand it to 2 full 18s, and they kind of mix the layouts up a little bit. And they just make 2 unbelievable 18-hole courses out there that are just have everything. Every shot you could need. You got to have every shot available to shoot well out there, as I said before. And it's just really got it all. It's amazing golf, beautiful surroundings, wildlife, the Clackamas River is right there. It's just gorgeous. Perfect venue for a high quality national tour event like the Beaver State Fling. So it's just amazing. Widely considered one of the top courses in the world, and widely considered one of the top events in the world, the Beaver State Fling. A lot of American players put it in their top 2, top 3 tournaments of the year. So it's just amazing, and I feel really lucky to be in the area to be able to go and watch it every year. So Ricky shot pretty well first round on Friday, and then I think second round Friday is when he totally tore it up, shot like 11 down or something like that. Just killing it. It's just really, really amazing. Philo Brathwaite shot super hot. You guys might have seen his Albatross on Sports Center, and it's been going around on Facebook and stuff as well. Just unbelievable shot by Philo. A huge flex shot out and around the corner on the long par 5 on the west layout. and reaches around the corner and just drops spikes into the basket. Just unbelievable shot. We may go the rest of our lives without seeing another albatross like that. Just unbelievable shot from Philo. That was amazing. He was so far away that they had no idea it even went in. The catch camera knew it went in, and the spotter kind of gestured when it went in because he saw it, but they didn't even know until they came up and over the hill that they confirmed that it was like a chain of notifications. From one person yelled to this person, yelled to this person. It got back to Philo that it was in, and they captured his emotion and everybody cheering as he came up over the top of the hill. Amazing shot. But Philo was playing super solid all week. All weekend he was crushing it. He was right there. Going into the round, the final round, I think he only had 2 strokes. 2 strokes to make up on Ricky. Ricky had him by 2, and then there was also Nate Sexton on the card, local guy. Everybody loves Nate, and Kyle Crabtree, who's a Washington guy. He was on the lead card as well. Kyle was kind of my dark horse. He just won the Rose City Open out at Pier Park. And he was kind of my dark horse pick for to do well at the Beaver State Fling. Nobody really mentioned him. He's not really a very well-known guy on tour. He's more of a local player, but he's a really solid golfer, strong player, and I was not surprised to see him on the lead card. I kind of thought he might be up there, and he ended up doing really well. So congrats to Kyle to represent the Pacific Northwest. And kind of the home turf, as it were. I guess he's from Washington, but it's close enough. I'm sure he plays Milo, plenty often. Anyway, so let's talk about some other things before we get into the final round. I showed up there Sunday morning. Got there. There's a lot of people there. I ran into my buddy who was caddying on the women's lead card for Paige Bjerkes. I hung out with him for a minute. Wandered over to Tournament Central just to hang out for a bit. There's a bunch of vending out there this year. There's the Dude Clothing, RV, and all that set up. The DD guys were there. They had the whole Dynamic Discs booth with a whole bunch of plastic there. Played Against Sports Beaverton had their own little satellite setup there. A few other disc vendors. Cali Connection was there. What else did they have? Oh, there's a beer company that I actually bought a 22-ounce beer off of after the round to kind of quench my thirst a little bit and hang out at Tournament Central after the round. El Guapo had some amazing baskets. You guys might have saw I put on my Facebook a picture of a really rad El Guapo basket that was out there. He had a excuse me. He had a bunch of really nice buckets out there, all really bright colors and different types of designs. Really great stuff. I really like those baskets. They're really solid. I'd love to have one of those for putting, like a practice putting basket, but I'm not sure the pricing on them, but they're really nicely made, and I really love the bright powder coating that he puts on them. Like the bright greens and purples and pinks and stuff. I mean, really cool. So I like that a lot. I also spoke to the gentleman, I forget his name, who runs Pound disc golf bags, and those things are super rad. You guys may have seen them on the Central Coast footage. I believe they're a sponsor. They show them early on in the videos there. They're really, really nice bags. I was super impressed with how light they are, the attention to detail. It looks like a really high-quality backpacking backpack, but, specifically designed for disc golf with rain flies and all kinds of different things. Just a really well-designed, well thought out backpack bag. It was super lightweight. Something that not enough manufacturers are thinking about when it comes to disc golf bags is weight. Get the weight down on those bags, man. The lighter they are, the better, as far as I'm concerned. You have to weigh the durability, and you want them to be strong and durable, but as light as possible. Really, that should be a focus going forward. And when I was speaking to the guy, he was telling me that he actually designed military and backpacking backpacks for many years before making this golf bag. So with the military and backpacking, every ounce counts. You want it to be as light as possible because you got a lot of gear to carry and a long way to go, and every little bit, every ounce, here and there adds up. So yeah, it's nice to have a really lightweight bag. So definitely recommend checking one of those out if you're looking for a really high level, super nice disc golf backpack bag. They're a little expensive, but if you have the money, I'm sure it would be a great bag to have. They look pretty solid. Also ran into Tina from Whale Sacks. She had a little setup there. I've heard about her through Terry Miller and Smashbox and stuff. Stay tuned. Hopefully, be doing some type of Whale Sacks giveaway or something like that relatively soon. She was all about it, so I'm gonna get her in touch with her soon. I bought some minis off of her, chatted with her for a little bit. She's really cool, and she was actually she made a bunch of Whale Sacks for the players packs for the amateur side of the Beaver State Fling, so that's really cool. All right, so hanging out Tournament Central, always nice, but I didn't really need any plastic, so I was kind of trying not to look at anything, I didn't see anything that jumped out at me that I really needed to have. I bought those couple of minis because I thought they were cool, a little, clear Innova, Champion Sparkle minis. Those were cool with the Whale Sacks logo, so I bought a couple of those. That's about it. I had just bought, a few compasses to get Ricky to sign. I also had him sign the one out of my bag. So, yeah, I don't need to spend any money on plastic. Fast forward back to teeing off for the lead card. I had all my stuff with me. I ran into Terry Miller, the disc golf guy from Smashbox. He was filming his second card, so I grabbed him for a quick picture and just to say hi, and I like the show and stuff. I'm a huge Smashbox fan. I try to get on the board and watch it live whenever I can, but I've been working some of those Tuesday nights, unfortunately. But I always listen to the show. And once I got into it, it's one of my favorite podcasts. Not just disc golf, but overall, I really like the show. So it was nice to finally meet Terry. I think this was his first Beaver State Fling experience, so that's awesome. I hope he had a great time in Oregon. I believe he's already gone. Unfortunately, he didn't have a lot of time to just hang out in Portland because that sucks. Portland's awesome. There's a lot of great stuff he could have seen if he had more time to spend, but he's a busy dude. You got stuff to do. Maple Hill coming up soon. Him and Johnny V got to get ready to do the live streaming for Maple Hill. Speaking of Maple Hill, on another quick aside, I'll have a pretty rad Disc Golf Pro Tour buzz to give away relatively soon. So stay tuned for that. Leading into the first event of the Disc Golf Pro Tour, I wanted to give that away just to kind of spread the love and promote that a little bit. I'm really, really excited for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. It's going to be amazing. All right, so here we are, lead card. I watched some of the groups tee off before that, just kind of getting ready, including second card, which was, I believe, Paul Ulibarri, Nico LaCastro, Paul Macbeth, and Devin. I think Devin Owens was on second card as well. So that's cool just to see. I got to see some of their throws throughout the day, but not too many. It was interesting that this year there was a really nice flow to the event where sometimes the rounds can stretch out and really take a long time. We'll run into a lot of backups and stuff. Really not the case in this particular event. It ran really smooth. I was really surprised actually how quickly the round went. It was just flowing. There was very little backups, not very much waiting. I think the only time we really hit a big backup was on the long par 5, which is over 1,000 feet. And even that wasn't that bad. It was only maybe 5-10 minutes of waiting before they were able to continue, and then they didn't catch up with the other card again for the whole rest of the round. That we kept a nice separation between the cards, which was beautiful. Huge gallery out there, having a lot of fun. So first hole, Philo got into a little trouble. Ricky gets up and down for the birdie, so he takes a 4-stroke lead. It goes without saying there's going to be some spoilers in this video, right? Hopefully you guys understand there's going to be some spoilers in this podcast. So yeah, Philo immediately kind of loses some ground. Ricky's got a 4-stroke lead now going forward. I think Philo birdied the next hole though. Ricky did not. Took a par there, but I think Ricky only had one bogey for the whole round. But yeah, just always fun to watch the different ways that these top pros approach these different holes and the different shot shaping and the different ways to attack a similar, the same hole from different players' perspectives. Always very interesting to me. Then there's a couple holes that go up into the woods, the ones I talked about where Paul won the playoff last year, where you can't really get up in there. So I usually cut across to 2 holes later. I was watching the live scoring on my phone, and then I just kind of posted up there and hung out, watched a few cards tee off on that hole, and then waited for the lead card to catch up. Once they got over there, Ricky throws an absolute crush. Kind of hyzer flip was something that is not understable at all, but it still flips up and just bombs, skips up within 10 feet. Easy birdie there. Then they're onto the long par 4 up and around the hill. Ricky, I think, took a 4 on that one. Then there's another one that's like a little roller shot. And you guys can watch all this stuff on the Central Coast round 4 coverage of this round, which I highly recommend you guys do that. It was a great round, definitely worth watching. It continued on from there. It's just, I think Ricky missed the island on one of the holes. He laid up short of it, tried to putt across, and actually go for the 2, and he skipped a little bit outside. That was the only bogey. And from there, he just played pretty much steady par golf, and Philo just couldn't quite catch up to him. So, what was it, 16? Probably should have had the birdie that would have really sealed the deal, but he had a little bit of an awkward lie. I think he hit the front of the tray or something like that, didn't quite make it in. 17, ended up just playing really safe, throwing a little, just kind of layup forehand, easy par, and then another layup, easy par on 18, and Ricky takes it down. I went back up to him after the round and shook his hand again. Got another picture with him. And he remembered me from meeting him in Beaverton. Just super great dude. It was really amazing to meet people that you admire and that you like and that you root for, and then have them be every bit as cool as you thought they might be. And that's just always awesome when that happens. I've had the pleasure of meeting my 2 favorite authors. I've met, my absolute favorite disc golfer now. I've met a lot of, a couple of my absolute favorite bass players of all time. And none of them have disappointed me just yet. So I've been really, really lucky with that. And I guess I'm picking well when it comes to my favorite folks in different aspects of life. But yeah, congratulations to Ricky. Super pumped for him. It's hard to deny that he's probably the hottest, best player in the world right now. I mean, he's just crushing it. Week in, week out, he's right there in the hunt, winning Masters Cup, losing European Open by very tight margins on a really, really tough course after flying to Finland. Then he flies all the way back to the Pacific Northwest from Finland. I saw him the day after he got here in Portland and played the full 36-hole layout the day I met him in Beaverton. So he flew from Finland, got here, played the full 36 holes that day, probably did it again the next day, and then went out, played them both again on Friday, one Saturday, one Sunday, won the tournament. Just super awesome. It was cool that he remembered me, and he's like, "Oh, you got the pre and the post victory shot picture." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I had to, got to get one with the champ." So that was awesome. Congratulations to Ricky. Congratulations to Philo. Seems like a really great guy as well. I said congrats to him and gave him a pound. Walking by, he thanked me, and seems like a really nice guy. He's really intense. He's kind of like Nico, where they'll get a little cranky when things aren't going their way during the round because he takes it really seriously. He has high standards, but off the course, he's just another really, really nice guy, really friendly. Everybody was hanging out with him. The other thing that really stands out to me about disc golf, and I'll probably try to wrap it up after this, is that when you're out at these tournaments, it's just so accessible. It's just like a big family. Everybody knows each other, and it's cool to see the kind of camaraderie between the different folks that are on tour all the time. Together, and they know each other, and they know each other's games, and they're all friends. And it doesn't seem like there's much negativity or bad blood between any of them. Even though they compete fiercely against each other, there's a lot of respect and camaraderie between them, and just between the players and the fans too. It's just Ricky wins, and he just stood there for probably another 20-25 minutes signing discs, shaking hands, taking pictures with people like me. and just super cool. Same with Philo, he was there signing discs. A whole bunch of people go out there, and you buy the disc for the year, the Beaver State Fling stamped, whatever it is, T-Bird or Destroyer or something, and just get everybody to sign it. And everybody's cool. Nobody's going to say no. It's better to do it after the round or before the round. You don't want to go up to a guy in the middle of the round and bug him with anything like that. But after the round, it's all good. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's friendly and open. You take pictures, say what's up to everybody. The guys from Central Coast were handing out free minis to all the kids that were around there. I spoke to a few of those guys. It's just great. Just great times. Frisbee family, disc golf family. It makes me really happy to be part of that kind of event and that just part of the family there. And have other people around me that love and respect disc golf as much as I do. I don't have a lot of people in my personal life that really care about disc golf as much as I do, so it's great to be out there with all these great folks checking out all the best players in the world. There's some high drama in the other divisions. I'm not going to spoil that stuff because the coverage hasn't been released for it yet. But in the women's division and the Masters division, there's some exciting finishes to those rounds and some great golf being played there as well. So stay tuned to find that. I know Terry from Disc Golf Guy channel will be posting some videos soon, and Central Coast has some other footage to post. So that's my little wrap up. Love affair with the Beaver State Fling in words for you guys. Thanks very much for listening. I will check you guys later. Stay tuned for future stuff heading into Maple Hill Open. Hopefully you guys watch all the great action for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. It's going to be amazing. Thanks very much for all the support. I love disc golf. I love you guys. I'll check you later. Cheers.